Let me know when we are ready. Yeah.
Hi, good evening all. This is Jennifer. I'm the host for the session. Welcome to our faculty development program on emerging methods and models throughout the next from two experts in the field who will be sharing their knowledge and insight with us. They will also be answering some of your questions at the end of the session. So please feel free to submit your questions using the question and function at any time during the presentation. Before we begin, let me give you a brief introduction about IFERP. Institute for Engineering Research and Publications is on its way to digitalize innovation processes through our professional networking services and thus providing integrated virtual scientific community mutual engagement and exploring potential of researchers creating a cooperative and collaborative academic environment. IFERP supports the professional growth of its member by providing opportunities for professional networking, lifelong learning, and career development by organizing scientific conferences, faculty development programs, workshops, webinars, book chapters, seed funding, special interest group, research publication, membership, industry institute interactions, etc. Now, coming to the session, before inviting our speaker of the session, Mr. Sri Ranga Narasimha Gandhi, to take the spotlight, I would like to give an introduction about his and her expertise. Mr. Sriranga Narasimha Gandhi is a cybersecurity innovation leader with a track record of governing, securing, reselling, and vigilance over multi-million-dollar market verticals for global enterprise and nations. He has been a security through leader in cyber and cloud risk for the past 2.5 decades and is widely recognized as a global security coach. He is Google certified, Azure AWS certified, seasoned security partner, security solutions architect, works with BFSI, IIoT, and SMB clients to provide balanced, risk-based security technologies for GCP, AWS, Azure, and multi-cloud. He has published a number of unified secure architecture technical articles in Scopus Index journals and open source reference implementation to help scale global security best practices. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Sriranga Narasimha Gandhi to take the session. The first session will be taken by Mr. Sriranga Narasimha Gandhi and the second session will be taken by Dr. Irki Ananda Kumar. You can start the session, sir.
Thank you. So can you share the video, Maria? Can you give the control?
Yeah, yes, sir. Once again.
Hope I'm audible, guys. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sri Gandhi. I can call me session. Today's session is very interesting, and I'm delightful to share it with you, as well as various perspectives on artificial intelligence, machine learning, AML journey, architecture, use cases, and AML in IoT space, cyber risk, threat intelligence, threat landscapes, and last but not the least, emerging trends on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Hope I am very much audible, right? Jennifer, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I would like to introduce myself before we get started on this fantastic topic. So I'm a cyber innovation leader. I'm into cybersecurity. I'm in charge of governance, security, resilience, and vigilance of multi-billion-dollar market verticals for global enterprises and nations. I worked in the security industry for the last 25 years, and you can call me as security solutions architect, or otherwise you can call me the seasoned security partner who works with the central government as well as state governments of Karnataka and other Mumbai. And various business verticals I work to say BFSI, banking domain, you call it as retail industry, digital industry, IoT, telco, SMB, enterprise, whatnot. Any clients you talk about, right? I have a bit experience with them, and I also work with the Cyber Emergency Response Team of India. So I will offer security architecture solutions, deep shift DevOps programs, and balance risk-based security technologies, whether it may be on-premises or on cloud. Say you talk about Google Cloud or Amazon Cloud or like Azure, Microsoft Cloud, multi-cloud, hybrid cloud, whatnot, right? You can say any cloud in the matter. You deploy your applications in on-premises or in the cloud, whatever it is. I'm the one who is going to help them in the cybersecurity. So I have published a number of unified architectures, security architectures, technical articles in Scopus journals, and open source implementation to help scaling the global security best practices, right? So my most recently one paper I published actually, which is on top 12 layer-based security challenges and a secure architecture solution for IoT. So this paper was published in the Science Data Journal, and then it earned me the best researcher award as well. So with this diverse security background in the cyber industry, I managed global IT security teams, global security operation centers, build security architect teams, manage applications, infra security, cyber intelligence, research labs, malware labs, and so on. In the past, I worked in the Microsoft, McAfee, Infosys for some time, Wipro for some time, Deloitte, and currently with the Reliance Jio, I'm a vice president there. I'm enabling the security for the business, right? So has given various talks in MIT Trichy, STEPO conferences, and a few of my talks went to the conference proceedings. And I was a OWSP global leader and the Hacking Labs instructor and a visiting professor in IITs and NITs across India. In terms of my education, I'm currently completing my PhD final thesis at the University of Mysore under the guidance of Vice Chancellor and Guide Professor Hemant Kumar. And then I also hold a Master's in Technology and Computer Science from JNT Hyderabad, a MIE from Institute of Engineers India, and MBA Finance from Symbiosis. So, gentlemen, let us now begin our wonderful discussion on today's topic, emerging trends on artificial intelligence and machine learning. So this is one of the interesting topic for me. The reason behind is every day I used to play with multiple technologies, right? I review a lot many architectures, say like 5G architectures, 6G architectures. I also work for IoT. Different delivery teams come to me and say I am building this, I am building that. And AML it become a very much aggressive topic these days. If you ask for any newcomer who want to do the BTech degree or engineering degree, they'll say I will go with AML. I will do artificial intelligence. I will do the machine learning. So, or otherwise they'll say like, I'll go out for the cyber security, right? So there is a big havoc going on across this AML, right? This particular talk, I would like to address the audience what exactly happening across the globe and what is this AML, why this particular AML become that much popular. So I just want to give a my perspective. It's not like completely what is happening across, right? Being seeing the industry for the last 25 to 27 years, this is one of the forum which I want to give to the generation, like what exactly happening in the world, what is this hype is all about, right? So before we get into that, right, when you talk about intelligence, right? So whether you talk about artificial intelligence, human intelligence, whatever it is, what exactly is intelligence? What do you understand about intelligence, right? So intelligence is nothing but like the capacity to abstract, meaning like how much you grab, how much you abstract the things, and what type of logic you're applying there, and what is your understanding on a particular thing, right? Or otherwise, you can call it as self-awareness. You should understand about yourself, self-awareness, and your learnings. So, or otherwise, your knowledge towards emotions, or otherwise, like you talk about reasoning. What will happen in case if you do this? What is the reason behind that? What is the reasoning behind that? And what is your planning? So creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving, these are all combinedly defined as intelligence, right? So if you see a newborn baby, when she come out, immediately she see the world and she see her mother or something like, and immediately she cry. Why? From where it was started, because some object the newborn baby has seen that, and it has started like analyzing that, and it start like an understanding what exactly happening, and you don't know, and the newborn baby not understand what exactly happening, that way she start crying, right? So meaning like there is intelligence in the newborn baby that makes us to cry. So this is what I mean by learning. So humans are intelligence, right? People say like humans are intelligence, and then any other creatures. What it means is like human intelligence is the mental quality, right? That contains the abilities to learn from where, from your mom, dad, or like from the experience, or like for the situation. When you start understanding in situation, then you start learning that, and then you start like adapting the situation and understanding that situation, and then you handle the abstract concepts, right? So and then start like manipulating like this environment is like this, definitely this environment is like that, and you're carrying this particular knowledge from one environment to the other environment and start like applying this thought. This is nothing but your human intelligence, right? So I'm starting with what is intelligence, what is human intelligence. So when you say like in a human, he is intelligent, how can we ratify him? So assume like someone says Sri is intelligent, or Maria is very intelligent, or Karthikeyan is super intelligent than both of them. How do you say like they are intelligent, right? So intelligent can be measured like with the different, I mean like different ways. Like basically, if you talk about types of intelligence, it may be the emotion quotient, right? EQs, or otherwise spiritual quotient, SQ, or otherwise IQ. How am I good in how much I'm like intelligent in terms of my intelligence quotient, or other way how much I emotionally quotient. How can I understand the other people's emotions without them telling that, right? So these are the three different types of like kinds of intelligence in the humans. So when you talk about this particular thing, like humans start like understanding the ability to learn from the concepts, and then apply the logic, and then apply the regions and recognize the patterns, plan, and then they start innovating. They can solve the problems. They can also make decisions. They can also keep their information, what information they want to disclose outside, what information they can't have to keep inside. And then they can start like communicate with the other human with different languages. Say it may be French, German, or English, or whatever it is, right? Basically, these are the different ways of like humans start learning the process, right? A newborn baby, when she born, she don't know anything about this, right? So when the time goes and the time flows, the newborn babies start understanding the things and learning the things. How? With the data, say like from her mom, dad, or from her friends or friends, or like in the situation, and how to react. All these things are like more like learnings. So what is the principle or a pinnacle of this human intelligence is nothing but self-observation. Once you start observing the things, then you start understanding the intelligence, and then slowly your human intelligence start growing. And then once you start growing, we can go we can be called as you are super intelligent, super intelligent, something like that. So when you talk about this intelligence, human intelligence, how can we rate this? With nothing but your IQ scale. So we can say genius, this guy is genius. Might be the IQ score is more. And this guy is not that much genius or average IQ. So these IQs, right, how it got divided into at a scale of 1, 2, 3, like that, so on. So when a person says his IQ level is 1 to 24, then we can say he has severe mental disability. And when his IQ scores goes from 25 to 39 or 40, then we can say severe mental illness. When someone says 40 to 54 years old guy, he has a moderate mental disability because he starts slowly forgetting the things. And then 55 to 65, 69 to 70, then a mild mental disability. And then once 70 to 84 of the IQ score, borderline mental illness. When it comes to 85 to 114, intelligence is average. 115 to 129, above average or brilliant. Then once he crosses 130 to 144, we can say moderately talented. Once it crosses 145 to 159, we can say exceptionally he is gifted. So, and then beyond that 180 and above, we can say exceptionally gifted. And then average, if you take an average of the human, right, their mental IQs or average IQs falls between 85 to 115, and 60% of the people crosses 115. And then beyond that, it goes like a majority goes with 85 to 115. And then a person like Moksha Guna says, or you talk about some super duper guys, right? Who are the founders of engineering. Their mental IQs are beyond 120. So when Moksha Guna was sleeping in a train, when it is heavily flooding, he suddenly wake up and pull the chain, and the train was stopped, and the TC came and asked what had happened, right? So Moksha Guna has told from this to this particular distance we go, the bridge, the rails were broken. And then they first laughed about him, right? And then they start investigating. After going to certain kilometers, the rails are not there. So how this has happened? Why Mokshaguna can able to guess all these things, Mr. Shayasarji, right? So this is because his brain, neural networks inside the brain, has a IQ score beyond 165. So the moral of the story is human intelligence can be rated as IQs, and human can learn the things as fast as possible. And then once his learning levels goes well beyond certain level, it becomes like a super duper genius guy, right? So when I say Mere is super intelligence, might be score will be 120, 130. So the concept is all is well here. Human intelligence, we understand what is human intelligence. So some point of time, persons start thinking, why can't we keep this human intelligence to the machines itself? What in case if I apply this same sort of human intelligence to the machines and make machines as humans? That where Avatar movie, all this movie started, right? So is it possible? Human intelligence can be brought into the machines. This is the first thought that came into the thought process. How can we make artificial intelligence, meaning fixing the brain of humans to computers? This way, the artificial intelligence come into picture. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, right? What precisely is this actual artificial intelligence? It is nothing but the simulation of human intelligence again. So morning when I go and then walk for certain things, I start doing some exercise and then start doing taking the paper and then reading these things. So the same thing, the same patterns, whatever the human is doing, can we able to make the same type of pattern, same type of style to machines? And yes, we can do, right? I mean, the people thought yes, we can do. How? How can we make machines like humans? This is second thought process came into picture. Then people start understanding what is happening. Let us understand what humans are doing. They have started taking a survey and then they took certain example, and then understand a baby, a newborn baby, to a premature guy or girl. What is that he is doing? Assume a baby as a machine or a computer. So baby doesn't know exactly when she was born out, right? Then what is that we are feeding her or him is the information, data. So data or information we are feeding to the newborn baby. Then the way we speak, all these things, right? The baby start learning the things. By how it start learning the things? By getting the data, and then the baby start learning the things and start behaving how others behave. So how others behave is again a learning. So if and the moral of this whole exercise is, so assume an object is there, which might be a computer or a human baby, newborn baby. So we start feeding the data to the particular machine, or like human or computer, whatever it is. Then it produces certain output, right? So here three important things, right? One is object, one is subject, and other is the machine. So here, when you talk about the simulation of human intelligence to machines, particularly computer machines, like computer systems, this is nothing but your artificial intelligence. We are simulating the intelligence for the humans to the machines. This is nothing but your artificial intelligence. Now you understand about what is intelligence. Now what you also understand what is human intelligence and how can you measure also you understand. Now bringing the whole picture into the artificially to the systems is nothing but your artificial intelligence. Then how do systems behave after they get artificial intelligence? They are called as expert systems. They can do natural language processing. So if you give Telugu, English, Hindi to the machines, it understands the Telugu, it understands English, it also understands the French, it also understands the German. Once you start understanding, you start mapping. Okay, this particular word in Telugu means this particular word in Kannada, means this particular word in French. Then what will happen when you start making a movie or making a text recognition or something, speech recognition, when you say a word in Telugu, because the same word was fed to the computer in German, it is directly converting your Telugu to French, Telugu to German, German to Spanish, Spanish to French. So what is happening is you start feeding different data to the systems, whether it may be a language or a speech or a vision, anything in the matter, right? I can start telling okay, this is a dog. Initially, newborn baby doesn't know what is a dog and what is a cat, right? By seeing number of times the dog tail, the dog how it barks, the shape of the dog, different shapes of the dogs, then the newborn baby start like, okay, this is a dog. At the same time, mom and dad is telling me, don't go there, it's a dog. It will bite. Meaning here, dog is a specimen. This is dog. It looks like this. It speaks like this. It barks like this. It shapes like this. It has a tail. It has legs. Everything like you're feeding to the baby. Similarly, we are feeding to the expert systems about this is the visual of this particular dog. This is the visual of the speech recognition of the dog. When it barks, it is nothing but a dog, right? So these type of things are the examples of AI applications, whether you use the natural language processing or the speech recognition system or a machine vision. So all these things are start feeding to the systems and this comes as a AI system, AI applications. So talk about that, So I'm telling what is human intelligence, what is machine learning, all these things. So think about this way. Is it really possible? So assume for a dog, how many types of dogs are there? And what are the different shapes of the dogs? Can we feed all these things? Is it practically possible? This is the question which everyone has thought of. Then the journey started with IBM. They start using the word. But again, is it practically possible? That's where we are now, right? So although it is theoretically possible to replicate the functioning of the human intelligence, but it is not currently feasible. The reason is it's artificial nature, right? You can't feed the complete intelligence to any machine, right? But we can get an efficiency or effectiveness up to certain percentage. So with this context, right, when you talk about artificial intelligence, usually people start writing the artificial intelligence machines teaching the artificial intelligence. They start doing in a different way. Like, okay, we'll go with the stage by stage. The first stage will be reactive. So what it means reactive is machines that react. So I will tell to the machine, if you see this picture, you bark. You don't understand anything. You don't have mind at all. The reactive artificial intelligence type is nothing but when it reads when we give certain data to the machine and say to bark, when it see that particular picture or particular thing object, it start barking. It don't have any intelligence. So this type of artificial intelligence is called as reactive AI systems. So reactive AI systems has no memory and they are completely task specific. If I say a task to do, it will do other task. It will not do something extra, something low. So these type of machines are called the artificial intelligence systems are called reactive AI systems. So what it does is we have to give some input to that particular device and it gives a certain output. So this went up to certain level. Then the researchers and the engineers start okay, why can't we give certain limited memory to that particular? So completely we have a machine which says to do, it is doing. It's not applying the brain. Then why can't we give a little bit memory? That way the AI evaluation started. So AI machines are the machines that understands the input and produces the output with a limited memory. That way it started. So the experiments went, research went, and then start getting some machines which have a limited memory, and they start understanding the patterns and then doing that. If this particular pattern happens, this will go like this. If this particular way it happens, do this. Assume like in a sweeping machine in the home. It starts sweeping that, right? The instruction given to the sweeping machine is, okay, you just once you switch on, you just sweep the floor. And then the next level is once the obstacle comes, then with the limited memory, it turns the direction or it gives a beep telling that I need help. Can you guys change the direction? So with the limited memory, the AI machine start working. That way the research went. So that is also okay. So now reactive machines become a little bit of intelligent machines with a limited memory. What next? What is our objective? Our objective is to make machines think like humans. But currently, where we are, currently we started the journey with machines with no mind, no memory. Then after that, machines with limited memory. Then we start feeding the mind theory. How we are doing neural networks. So the mind theory we start giving to the machines and then asking them to self-aware. So you're calling me to change the direction of the machine. Now, this is a time where you have to think yourself and you yourself have to turn to other direction. How is it possible? By keeping certain sensors, giving some intelligence to the machine, right? So at the end of the day, you're feeding the data. In case of obstacle, this is how you need to behave. In case of direction, this direction, if you see the direction clean for this move, you have to move. All this self-awareness we start giving to the machine, right? This how the artificial intelligence slowly progressed. So mind theory, self-awareness. Currently, we are the self-awareness stage. So initially, if you talk about these four types, right, the first type is with reactive type. Second type is with limited memory. Third type is mind theory. Fourth type is self-awareness. So the current research is currently in the mind theory as well as self-awareness. So can we say whether this will go for certain things, certain direction, and where we can see the near future? No one knows because that's the area where a lot of research has to happen. So coming to the education system, people say okay, we will learn AML and we'll do that AML engineer and then we get a lot of jobs. Guys, understand. AML is not an area where we can give you a jobs, right? But AML is the area where you can make you as a data scientist. At the end of the day, understand one thing: whatever the machines you are feeding to the machine, what are the things you are feeding to the machine, it's all depends on the information or data. So, the artificial intelligence theory itself is like, a computer and a machine, and then you are feeding input. It produces an output. So input is nothing but your information. Now coming to the information and data, right? What type of data, what type of information you have to give to the machine? That is what is required in the current market, right? So the success and the failure of AML is purely depend on the information and the patterns. So the sort of data what you are giving, if it is not effective or efficiency, doesn't have efficiency, then your AML algorithm itself will not work. So what you're feeding that machine is much more important, right? So that where what is happening in the data. So people start dumping the data, like like how Google, like how our IP expanded, in how networking expanded, like that. One researcher in a room has started feeding the data to the machine, and then that particular researcher connected to different people, different part, and they connected to different part, they connected to different part across the globe. People start dumping the data into machine. So what is happened to the data? How much data went in the system? Huge amount of data. And then this much of data, how can a machine able to correlate? Meaning machine requires higher memory, computative awareness. It requires a lot of algorithms to refine the data. Once the data was fed, data has to be cleansed, and then meaningful information has to derive. That meaningful information has to get into the memory of the machine. This is a big job, right? Lot of big job. Hence, AML has created a very big jobs across the world. What type of jobs they are? Those are nothing but your data scientist jobs. So, if you understand AML, the logic is simple. You are educating a machine to do the work in a right way, like humans. That is the motto. For that, we need to feed the information. We need to feed the data. And then data is, guys, that understand one thing, data and information are so valuable things. So data can be fed for a right purpose, and the same data can be used for a wrong purpose. So what is happening in the whole industry, when the data start flowing into the machines, somewhere they are getting stored into that, right? So while storing the data, there is at the same time people like hackers, right? They start stealing the data. That creates a cyber security platform. So people are dumping the data and someone is stealing the data because the data is not secure. So there's another vertical that came into picture is cybersecurity. So AML is making machines like humans, in parallel, how to protect the data, how much you make the data secure. That way the cybersecurity industry has popped up. Now, cybersecurity is one area where you have to put certain controls in such a way that the data during transit or data while you store it shouldn't be allowed to hack it, shouldn't be allowed to have some wrong guys take the data. Assume a case like, Karthik want to send his payer data, personal information data to his machine. So he don't want to remember his PAN number. He don't want to remember his Aadhaar number. You start feeding the machine like, my dear Siri, please remember my Aadhaar number is like this. Assume the data Siri is going to get the data and then getting fed into his own memory. And then it is start mapping Karthik Aadhaar number is this, Maria PAN number is this. Assume this machine is storing this data in some sort of a database to storage device, which is not password protected. Then obviously Sri will go and then steal the data by some means, right? So here the data is most important. At the same time, data how you going to secure is also important. Assume Sri went and told like, Siri, what is Karthik PAN number, Aadhaar number? What is Maria's PAN number? Because the machine don't know whether Sri is Maria or Sri is Karthik, it reveals the information. The Sri will took the PAN number and Aadhaar number of Maria and start creating his SBI account, retrieving the password, steal the money. So what is happening is data again. So you're playing with the data is fed to the computer. The machine has to understand whether the data in transit is secure, data stored by the machine is secure, and then start like processing the data in the right way, and then it has to deliver the data to the authenticated parties and authorized parties. So these are the challenges which is coming into the picture where cybersecurity comes into picture. So there's again one more area which it becomes boom, right? People start okay, cybersecurity, I'll learn cybersecurity. So here what is happening is cybersecurity we talk about. We also talk about AML. Now to make AML or like machines, to make it as a human intelligent, right? The fundamental is very much simple. We want to make them intelligent like humans or more than humans. That's our objective. Now where we are now at a data level. When can we go to make our machines to be super duper intelligent? That is the question, that's the challenge in front of us, right? That's the opportunity in front of us. That where AML jobs came into picture, right? So at one point of time, industry wants some people who want to read the data, understand the data, and then clean the data. So I'm getting a number of ways about Karthik getting a lot of data. You don't know who is Karthik all about, right? Some person A is sending Karthik, some person B is sending Karthik. But is this information belongs to Karthikeyan Itiras or Maria Jennifer? No one knows. So this data becomes very big data because data is going on increasing. We want the one storage device initially, pen drive, then we have storage space, we have SANs to the cloud to blah blah blah. All this data we're keeping we don't know. There are very huge amount of data. In that data, how can I check Karthikeyan Ithira's PAN number or Aadhaar number? Then some sort of algorithm is required to understand the data and convert the data in such a way that when I ask what is the Aadhaar number of Karthikeyan Ithira's, the machine has to tell this is the ABCD data is the Aadhaar card of Karthikeyan Ithira's. So to cleanse this data and then model the data, there is a field called data scientist that came into picture. So AML, when you study AML in the education system, right, that AML takes about to simple. What is artificial intelligence? What is machine learning? How do you take the data? How do you cleanse the data? What are different methods of converting the data? This is what they'll teach in the theoretical part, right? But what type of jobs you'll get? Data scientist. So the data scientist is nothing but the scientist. What do you mean by scientist? He is the one who understands the data and write a pattern. By you writing a pattern, right? See, if you show a newborn baby 10 photos of cat followed by a dog, the newborn baby has to understand, they slowly to understand the cat is like this, it shapes are like this. And the dog came into picture. This is not matching to the top 10 photos which was fed to me. And the mom hasn't told this particular pattern as dog, cat. So what is happening is start understanding the patterns and the learning and then putting the things right. Similarly, way, the data, we are cleansing it and we show this data is fed for this purpose. This data is meant for this purpose. This data is meant for this purpose. And then once you start doing this, right, the system start understanding that learnings, right? That where the data is going, right? But if you give a wrong data, then obviously the machine will do wrong things. You have seen this movie Robo, right? If you feed the data in the right way, Robo will do nicely. If you feed wrong way, it kills the hero itself, right? The robot kills the hero. Similarly, the same way, right? If you feed the right data, the system will intelligently behave. If you feed the wrong data, system will not understand. It does it does the wrong things and it goes sometimes. So what is happening is data scientists are the scientists who start understands the data and put and give the right data to the system. This is the jobs which AML will create, right? So and the second part of it, right? Now you have data, you have the machine. So which language machine will understand? Which and how can I convert the data? So humans are intelligent, right? They can able to understand whatever it is, but machines are only binaries. They understand zeros and ones. So our language need to be converted into assembly language and then converted into machine language, right? So this conversion has to happen to the machine such that when a blink happens, that means this is the language, this is the word, this is the instruction. So this human instruction has to go to the machine instructions via some sort of method, algorithm. So someone has to write the algorithms. Who will write the algorithms? Again, intelligent IQ guys, which are nothing but humans again. So that way, like, low-level engineer jobs started created. So to convert this human language to the machine language via human understanding software, which is nothing but your high-level languages, right? So that way it created the high-level languages, jobs related to the computer science, right? So if you ask about the languages, right, you have Java, you have Python, Perl, all these things come into picture, and then some of the engineers start learning the Python to understand the core concepts and start understanding the machine languages. So Python came into picture. So overall, if you see here, AML created multiple things, right? First thing is understand the human, understand the neural networks, understand how the brain behaves. That is the one job. That what the scientists, doctors, everyone is doing, and then replicate the same thing in the different object. That way the doctors are doing, and then that data is, was given by them to some engineers to clean the job, to clean the data. And then once they clean the data scientists and the other guys like start like analyzing that thing and start giving the right job, right data to the machine. And then software engineers at the Java layer, they start coding the things and then take this data and try to convert it. While converting, Python developers will come and start like converting data in the machine learning language. And then during the process, hackers will come and just want to steal the data. That way, cybersecurity platform created. And then again, security engineers to protect the hackers. Then again, cybersecurity engineers, ethical hackers, and then security engineers, security architects. They came and protect the data. And then after that, the machine will take the data and then start like doing certain algorithms. That way, like scientist, algorithm scientists come into picture, software engineers come into picture, software architects come into picture, and then patterns. Again, you start like building the patterns. Okay, if it comes like this particular pattern, this is a dog. If this comes with this type of pattern, this is a cat. The pattern recognition, these things again, some engineers has to come there, and then they have to design the patterns. That way, like it created multiple jobs there. Okay, pattern also done, and the machine to build the machine, hardware engineers, electrical engineering, electronics engineering, all the engineering comes into picture here. And then once this is all done, someone has to test it. And then all these things, right, like created a multiple ecosystem in the AML area. So there is a perception, like people say, like AML will replace the human. Guys, understand one thing. AML is the one which helps us to enable to the next generation. It will not replace our jobs. Because this many jobs are there. Again, machine has to understand the language of human because we are humans. So whatever happens, right? AML and created multiple opportunities where people can go ahead and then explore and then learn intelligently. So coming back, like over the last few decades, the storage when you come to the data, right? Data has to store somewhere, right? So the storage has been advanced, and the processing power has been enabled, and then some innovative machine learning based products from Netflix, and then they came with the different things. And finally, we landed here self-driving cars. I can just sit in the room in my cabin and say like, I can say like, my dear car, you come to the basement at so and so gate. And then what happened to the car? It understands my speech, it understands my instruction, it itself will self-start there, and it will identify the direction. It comes to my gate where I am nearby. So what is happening? All these things, right, is because of the data, because of speech recognition. All this was fed to the devices, and this information will go to the device, which is nothing but your IoT. Things are nothing but your smartwatch, the smartphone, smart car, everything, right? All these things are combined together and formed as a network, and this network will goes into internet, and then via internet it is giving instruction to the other thing, one thing talking to other thing via internet, which is nothing but internet of things. So where we started, IoT versus AML, right? So if you say like, will IoT replaces machine learning and machine learning replaces AI, everything is interconnected. No one will replace nothing. At the end of the day, IoT, machine learning, AI, everything like, will resonate and then work collaboratively, right? So when you talk about machine learning, so it is nothing but your machine is learning certain things. So it is very crucial component, right? When you talk about the world, how it goes, right? So how great the machine learns the things, how great the machine understands the data, that way the machine learning will come into picture. The machine learning is a very critical component. So this works on the data and the data science. So we will write algorithms uh, to understand the machines and then to learn the machine. And these algorithms are using different methods, statistical methods to make classifications or predictions or uncover some key insights, or other you can talk about data mining projects, all these things, right? The machine learning is a crucial component, right? So these insights influence the machine business and influence the key decision makers and key growth metrics, all these things. So at the end of the day, what will happen, right? The machine will start understanding the data, which fed by the person, right? So this data is expected to assist the business critical decisions, right? So let us take an example. If you talk about, I have small grocery. My morning, like my wife told to get some grocery. I'm sitting here in the office, so I forgot the thing that my wife has told to bring the grocery. Then what I can do? I can say like, Siri, can you open a chatbot? And then Siri from my Apple mobile, it understands my speech. Since Siri is also machine, it recognizes my voice, and then it start like, okay, my boss told to open the WhatsApp. Let me open the WhatsApp. It opens the WhatsApp. So I can say, Siri, can you order 5 kg sugar and then 25 kg rice bag? Then Siri, what it do, it goes to the chatbot, then the chatbot, and it understand, like, converts my language to a written text, and also like, and it put the chatbot, it write like, who will give me like, who will give me the rice bags. Then it starts analyzing that, and Siri start analyzing the whole thing, and then it talks to different sellers across the market. And again, Siri understands I live in so it's electron city, and then start like in electron city go all the nearby vendors. It start bargaining with that, and Siri start like, ask certain questions, which in that but your chart questions, right? Intelligent chart questions, and the finally it says like, okay, this is the total amount that cost with the decent vendor, which is nearby this particular location of my Sri's house, and then this is the total cost. Then Siri will say like, my dear Sri, this is the total cost. You can do the payment via online, or otherwise it will say like, okay, you deliver at the home, and then it will give you the cash. So what is happening in this whole story is, when I feed my data, my speech, the Siri as a machine, it understands that, it understands the pattern, it converts that into a different form, and they talk to the chatbot and then start doing the things. And the chatbot it connect to the different sellers. Sellers will connect to the Siri, and then it analyzes the whole thing, and finally it comes back to me as a payment. So my life is very much simple, right? So here, what are the different actors here? One is Sriranga, other is Siri, other is chatbot, other is WhatsApp integration, other is sellers, and then the delivery guys, which is like, Grab, or like, your whatever you talk about, right? The delivery guys, and the delivery guys need to get the Google Maps. They have to look the location. All these things are like connected via things, which is nothing but your Internet of Things. So in this Internet of Things, assume someone in the middle tamper the information, say like, instead of 5 kg sugar, they made like, 50 kg sugar, or 50 kg rice bag to 500 kg rice bag. Or otherwise, when paying the limit amount, instead of make it 1,000 to 1 lakh, the whole exercise gone like havoc, right? So that way the cyber security industry come into picture, and then they start like doing the things. So guys, like at the end of thing is here we are doing like learnings, right? So learnings are like different types, right? One is neural networks, which your brain says, learning what your brain says, what your neuron says. That the job of our MBBS MD doctors. They will understand that, and then they will start like understanding neural networks and then give the feed. And then second thing is machine learning. This feed will get into the machine. Machine start learning this feed. Okay, Sri's behavior like this, Maria behavior like this, Karthikeyan behavior like this behavior, and then start like learning the behavior. And the once it learn the behavior, right, is the learning correct or not? It has to do some more learnings, which is nothing but your deep learning, which is nothing but your deep learning. So here you can see like a deep learning, machine learning, and neural networks, right? Because deep learning and machine learning are often changes interchangeably, it's important to understand the difference between what is these two, right? AI is nothing but your algorithm learns. Whatever you feed to the algorithm, whatever you're learning, that is a machine learning. So deep machine learning can use for the label data sets or supervised learning. So like mom will stand and then teach the baby what to do, right? This is your supervised learning. And some supervised learning is like your child will just run away, run out of your room without your notice. That unsupervised learning, right? So these type of supervised learnings and unsupervised learnings are also like part of algorithms. And then deep learning will inject the certain features and then differentiate what are the types of data, what are the categories of the data, all these things. And then this the particular feed is little bit of scalable as well. So non-deep or like classical type of learning is something like a human intervention to learn. So humans expert to define the data sets and then makes the difference of the data inputs. And then this gives like structured data to learn, and this is non-deep. And then artificial neural networks is something like the deep layer of node layers, meaning like it will also feed the hidden layers and hidden things also. So at the end of the day, like what will happen, right? Deep learning is required for the machine to do the right job the right way. So that way, like deep learning neural networks are created to the hashing process in the computer vision. And then natural language processing, speech recognition, deep learning, neural networks. These different fields come into picture, and then that way it went start like growing. So let us get into the some sort of like use cases of IoT and then AML or something like that. So one of the use cases is the cyber security. I just take it as a one of the use case. So assume a case, assume a case. So make it very much simple. So Karthikeyan and Maria here are the actors, right? And both has given the information. uh, Karthikeyan has given his PAN card and Aadhaar card to the machine. Mary also feed her PAN card and Aadhaar card to the machine. Sriranga came into picture as a hacker. Okay, so as a process of machine learning, what the machine will do? It understands Karthikeya voice. It understands Karthikeya how he speaks, and then what is his Aadhaar number, what is PAN number. Similarly, Maria, whether Maria is the Maria PAN card, what is the Aadhaar number, what is the speech of Maria? Is she a girl or a boy? So these things you start understanding, right? Assume Sriranga comes and then impersonate himself as Maria and asking the machine to give the PAN and Aadhaar card of Maria Jennifer. So what will happen, right? When the machine start learning, how long it has to learn? That is a call which any of the artificial intelligence guy who designs the AI machines has to come across, right? So when you start learning, it learns a lot. Different things it learns, right? So someone has to go and say to the machine, hey, you ignore this learning. You keep this learning. So initially it does this unsupervised learning. Now you came back and say like, no, this learning is not required, this learning is required. And then you categorize the learnings and then you say like, no, these learnings, you stop the attack. So Sriranga impersonate himself as Maria Jennifer with some sort of a kerchief here and then start speaking. And then the patterns which the machine has understand both via Kartikeyan's speech and then via Maria speech, right? So those patterns has to match with the pattern what Sri Lanka has talked, right? So Maria speak like, hi Siri, please take my PAN card like this. When Sri Lanka talks, you start analyzing the pattern, how the voice is, on which way he's speaking. He's speaking in the series of A, B, C followed by F, G, H, where Maria has speak about Z by X, W, D. So if the pattern is matching, then reveal the information. If pattern is not matching, then you need to prevent that particular guy, right? So that way, like, one of the use case which was built in the networking. So where the hackers try to impersonate themselves like in a area, then the machine start understanding the pattern which was learned by the Maria's in Karthik voice, and it stops attacks. So this is nothing but your network IPS device. So there are different things that people have done that, right? So this is one of the typical use case, right? Network IPS, IDS, all this. So being said, like, I want to end this session because it's almost like an out of time. So to just conclude, so we speak about humans, what is intelligence, what is human intelligence, what is artificial intelligence, what are the different types of artificial intelligence, what are the different kinds of human intelligence. We also speak about, like, benefits of AI, and then we also uh, discuss about how many jobs that AI will create, what are different jobs about this, and then we have discussed about a use case. So guys, like, I will just leave it to Maria to take it forward. Thank you very much for everyone being here and then listening to me. Maria, over to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Ereki Anandakumar. Let me give you a short intro about him. Dr. Ereki Anandakumar is a professor and Dean of Research and Development from Vemu Institute of Technology, which is located in Andhra Pradesh, India. He received his PhD in machine of TI-6A145 from Wales University, Chennai in 2021 and ME in CAD Mechanical Engineering from the Satyabama University, Chennai in 2006. Current research interests are in TI6AL4B machine and manufacturing. He authored over 40 publications and 3 patient books and chapters publications till date and secured several research grants from DST SCRB India. He was an advisory board member of International Institute of Engineers and Researchers and member of editorial board of International Journal of Material Science and Application. Also, he is a member of associate editors in Journal of Advance in Material Technical Research and Applications and International Institute of Science and Engineering Management, Iranian Journals of Science and Technology. Dr. Ereki Anandakumar, sir, you can start the session.
Right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? But my video is not. My video is not available. Okay. But I just share my screen.
Okay.
Is it visible my screen? Right.
Second, sir. Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you, Maria, for the short briefing about myself. Thank you very much. So, right. So, I'm Dr. Ereki Anandakumar. So, I'm going to be just today the program FDP regarding artificial intelligence and machine learning for the emerging methods, how we are going to use that methods to make a model. So, those models will be how it's incorporated to getting the facilities and advantages and resources for the upcoming generation. So those those resources, how you are going to utilize this, these are all things we are going to be incorporated in these emerging methods in modeling, especially artificial intelligence, machine learning. Of course, in machine learning, artificial intelligence are not only these two parts, and one more thing, the IoT, Internet of Things, and supply chain management, robotics, 3D printing. These are all comes under emerging methods of models in artificial intelligence. Right, coming to the point of the knowledge and the technology resources, it's automatically what we are going to make it here means. You see now, humans are people, machines are learning. So that means humans nowadays we are going to be incorporate there. Just mind is looking for the handphones and their own ways. And then machines is not like that. The machines is how you're going to, if you want whatever, machines is digging the information. That's what we call artificial intelligence is a general speaking, the act of creating computing system that makes an intelligent decision based on context rather than direct an input. That means what? We are going to give the input for the information directly, the context reason. So it's a system always following the program rules. So when you're going to be, so in this picture, I just want to be see that intelligence of artificial how could you. So before what you go, the man is making the program to facilitate with the help of machine. And now the machine is operating the man. That is a difference just here we are going to. So this is emerging. So what we are going to make it the one, the machine is to be emerging with us. So this is a you now as the technology sustainable development. You see here my one artificial intelligence as a cornerstone of emerging methods. How it could be the cornerstone of mechanics. Maria, is audible my voice?
Yes, sir.
Right. So maybe sometimes it's not audible. Please, can you please raise your voice?
Yeah,
So
sure.
then again. Yeah. So nowadays, industries making that modernizer before it, the one 5G technology is now incorporated, and before it's a 3G technologies, 1G. So automatically, what happened is so industrial technologies. So before it's like steam engines, they're operated one. So now it's automatically it comes the electrical vehicles to industrial dominant. So modernizing industries depends heavily on emerging techniques. That emerging techniques are like artificial intelligence and primary impactful for the manufacturing, energy, and transport sectors. Enterprise are being transformed in a digital environment. With
Sorry for the
emerging techniques.
interrupt, sir.
Yeah.
Your
Is it
slide is
now audible?
No,
Now
your voice
audible
is
voice?
audible, but your PPT is on
Yeah.
the first
Hello.
slide.
Is it audible voice?
Yeah, your voice.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, audible voice.
Yeah,
Now
yes,
okay.
sir. Your PPT is on the first slide.
So PPT is the first slide. So now moving my PPT. No. Is it moving?
No, sir.
No. Wait a minute. I stop the sharing and again I share.
Okay.
Now moving.
1 second, sir. No, it's still on the first slide.
Yeah. Now moving. I think so.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's on the first slide. Okay, so it's okay. That slide is now.
Now what is the slide? Now artificial intelligence as a cornerstone of emerging technology.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it right?
Yes.
All right. That right. So that emerging technologies, modernizing industries, their technologies, it's a prime impactful. That means what we are going to do the manufacturing, whatever the manufacturing that should be emerging with the energy and transport sectors. It's together, it's making the artificial technologies incorporated. That's called cornerstone of emerging technologies. That means enterprises are being a transformer in a digital environment with emerging technologies. Every time the warehouse of technologies use it to something new is always being developed or put into use the cloud. It is technology, that is one of the technology cloud, that is maybe it's a benefit for organization. It could be, should be benefit for organization. So what the thing here we are going to be incorporated. The emerging technologies always all the techniques, it's a cornerstone of, especially in the artificial intelligence to modernizing industries. All right. The most emerging technology nowadays, we're going to make it eight technologies incorporated. The slide is moving, Maria. Now the slide is changed already. Is it
Yeah,
visible, my
yes, sir.
slide? All right. The most emerging technologies now we are going to make it essentially is eight is compulsory. One is the technologies to emerging to resources, artificial intelligence, and that IoT techniques incorporated robotic with the 3D. So what we are going to do here, whatever the CAD designs or modelings all incorporated, the 3D printing to develop the reproduct, that means replica of model. It's just like based on the masterpiece, we're going to make it the cavity. This is one technology using foundry technology. The process, casting process. Now, using 3D printing technology, we are just modeled into the CAD model. That model is incorporated in the printing. So automatically you can get it the masterpiece directly. That's not masterpiece, it's automatically. So that's one of the technology incorporated. That will be operated with help of robotics. Human error. So while we are going utilizing for the robotics means it's a human error. Sometimes human errors will be occur if the manpower will be up like those technologies. But robotics never ever. If you do the the programming based on the programming, automatically we are going to avoid some errors with the help of robotics. So this is one of the emerging technologies we're going to include for that artificial intelligence. Blockchain method. Of course, blockchain method and supply chain method. So it's together with that hands-on for the emerging technologies. Nowadays, how we are going to be transfer from one material to other system. So other system to other enterprises. So these are all blockchain technology will be incorporated in supply chain management. So this is also one of the technologies we are going to be called in the emerging. Now drones. See, now latest they introduced they included these are one of the technology. Before it's not be there in the drone. But now emerging technology they're going to introduce it for the drones in the war. What is the purpose of this drone is for agriculture, especially agriculture before olden days, we're going to make it one crop. It will take at least minimum 1 month. After we are going to produce one kind of technologies and other incorporated the technologies, automatically what happens, slowly coming up, the drones slowly coming up, it will take 1 month. So 1 month we can make 15 days, something like that. But now it's not been 15 days. Just while going to be spray any kind of fertilizers or something like chemicals, that farmers or manpower, the people, whoever helping to the crops, the people will be adopted. So they're going to be getting some kind of skin allergies. So those are all we are going to avoid in this one. So apply using with the help of drones will be go and spray that chemicals on the plants, some culture activities. So these are all very important for us. So that is the one very important. And coming to the augmented reality. Maria, is it audible my voice?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, it's your voice is audible, sir.
Okay, so drones. The drones is it's a helpful. This is one of the emerging technologies supply and augmented reality, artificial intelligence, augmented reality. So here I mentioned 2 times of augmented reality. That is one is 3D printing. So maybe just and it's artificial intelligence and augmented reality is both is similar, but it's a link together with what is that technology. So that is the one maybe the chip process or programming process. Virtual realities. Virtual realities is one kind of opportunity that will be helpful to success or not. If unsuccessful, it will show some results. If successful, that's one result it shows. This is the one criteria for the virtual reality and augmented reality. There is a difference between these both realities. And Internet of Things, yes, of course, Internet of Things is very, very helpful for the industry as well as cultivation. Nowadays, cultivation process. So before it's a farmer is sleeping at the it's like, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. The Internet of Things, the farmer nowadays, before olden days, it's almost 10 years, 20 years back, he was sleeping at the field. But now he's at home, he's peacefully sleeping to operate the water resource or chemical resources on the plants. So the sprayers, whatever the operation, you want to operate that motor or something with the help of water resources. So with the help of this Internet of Things, he's going to be make it to operate it. So this is one of the advantages for Internet of Things. So these 8 technologies is very important for the emerging technology. They make sure, as dear my dear students or find something. So these are all the essential for the 8 essential of emerging technologies. Now see with the technologies, how we are going to utilize it. The word emerging technology is typically used to describe a new technology. That is not one. It's emerging technology is described from new technology. That is very important. But it can also refer to the evolution of existing technology. Ongoing evolution of existing technology, but that is what now present 4G technology. So how it could be 5G technology. So that is 4G technology is ongoing evolution. So ongoing evolution, it became the 5G technology. For similarity, whatever the 4G is coming from 3G, 3G is coming from 2G. So 2G became a 3G, now 3G to become a 4G, 4G to become a 5G. These are all what is difference is not, but because emerging technology, it can slightly different meaning when used to different contexts such as media, business, science, and education field. So these are all things will be coming. Now you see, I'm going to apply it in the media, business, science, and education. While coming to here, if you come into the term media and business, something like that. So how you are going to make it small basic efficiency and man in the middle and spoofing and impressions and jamming. So what is the purpose of the jamming? So you are going to be avoidable. This is the help of science. We are going to make it. So for example, any business meetings is going on. So how your business meeting is going on, people will be not concentrated, focusing on the present. What is going to do is going to apply for this kind of
Sorry for
jamming.
the interrupt, sir.
Yes, yes.
Your screen is
Yeah,
not
tell me.
visible and your voice is breaking.
Okay, wait a minute. Screen and share. Yeah, both. It's well. It's visible. Am I right?
No, sir.
Yeah, it's visible. Am I right?
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, sir. So it's now visible.
Hello. Hello. Maria?
Yes, sir. So
Hello.
now, hello?
Yeah.
The PPT is not visible right now, sir.
Okay. My voice also? Okay.
Your voice is much better.
Right. So now, okay, my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah. Now, okay. My voice is audible.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. The slides also visible, right?
Yes.
Right. So the old is emerging technology, new technology is nothing different between the old. So the science is using this one. So now, So in this technology, in the media of business of education field, how you are going to technology make it into the mechanical oriented, that is nano field technology. So as a leading of nano technology provider, nanofilms has continued to develop new capabilities and makes breakthrough in the material fabrication technique. And from our form course vacuum coating 2D nanotech, we have successfully extended our capability in 2.5D to 3D nanotech. See here, my dear spectator, what I want to be explained here. So I just mentioned the first emerging technologies. First is robotics and 3D. So in this 3D technologies, we are going to apply nanofilm technology with the help of this to becoming 3D. So that between 2 to 3 is a 2.5. That is the emerging technology. The new technology and running technology became a new technology is nothing but 2.5 is emerging technology. I think you clear my explanation. That is the nanofilm technology. Now coming to the importance of training. So now, just now I mentioned 2 to 3D nanotechnology. How the people will be making that kind of emerging technologies to incorporate it and train very well. So that's very important. Technology is okay. So one people understand, two people understand, or maybe group of people understand, but not bunch of people. So this
Hello?
is the one important training for that 2D to 3D tech.
Hello, sir. Once
Yeah,
again.
yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
It
Yeah,
is
ma'am.
not visible.
Not visible. So it shows. Can I start sharing again?
Once again, sir, your voice is also breaking, so I couldn't able to hear you.
Yeah, my now my voice is okay.
Yes, sir.
Now my voice is okay and visible also PPT. I think so.
No, sir. Yeah.
So,
Now it's good.
so it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's showing your screen is sharing already. It's showing here importance of time. Yeah, visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Participant can now see your okay, right. All right. So this the training is very important need for that people nowadays. So once you have to be done the one, so if the technology make it to the emerging technology to make it train the people all over the researchers. Then they're going to implement it. That is the one, the training and the orientation technology is very important. And I want to be explained one more. You see, in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, how the artificial intelligence started with the 1950s to 1980s, and machine learning is still processing 1980s to going on. But 2010 is deep learning. So what it could be?
Hi, sir.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Is it audible? I don't know what's wrong with me. Last time is very good for my
Okay,
presentation.
okay. But here
Now,
PPT is
Is
actually.
now PPT available? Can see my
Yes,
PPT.
sir.
5 ways artificial. Is it correct? 5 ways artificial.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right.
If
5
we
ways
have a
art.
network issue again, we will share the PPT otherwise, sir.
All right. Okay, that's fantastic. So we will continue for now. If it is any
Okay.
problem, then we will.
Hmm.
Now the way 5 ways of artificial intelligence for future work is very important. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. Machine learning is still going on the part, but already incorporated deep learning from 2010 onwards. So it's almost 13 years back deep learning came, but artificial intelligence also is supporting from the machine learning. The machine learning and both are artificial intelligence supporting to the deep learning. So deep learning is the process is one of the future work for that emerging technology. So now they got five ways artificial intelligence which continue until 1950s to now. More creativity, better hiring, and safer workplaces, higher employees and engagement, more effective workplace learning programs. These five ways are effectively to involve the intelligence, the advance of the future work, it should be very, very promptly working. So more creativity, the people will be work on that, more creativity, we can get more output on it. And better hiring is you should careful for that, whoever will do that, that's a implementation and safer workplace. So it should be with that safety, safe jobs. Higher employee engagements, if higher technology people will come, so you can get it the more output, good output from there, and more effective workplaces learning program. So these are all five ways artificial intelligence. So you have now. What is the if you recruited the people artificial, what are the benefits of the training? You see here, with help of the one child was here, I mentioned here. You see the child, it looks like their hand, but it's not. It's an artificial hand by the training. So with help of this, it's automatically how you are going to make it that hand, artificial hand, and maybe the artificial human organs like hand, leg, and what people. And not only the training purpose of that one, the human organ. Sometimes we are losing after some like 1993, the Jurassic Park, when I was that I was a kid for that. So I'm watching. So how the dinosaurs all will be. So we are going to use the artificial intelligence to make it again live, like implementations. Branch of computers, the mentioned intelligence systems, like imitate, extending the augmented human life, artificial behaviors. You see that picture down. So the people how they respond, the human being, automatically the robot also respond. But latestly I saw that one article. Now thinking, that is deep learning. What you are thinking, what you are reading, what you are thinking about inside, inner, your feelings, that's automatically scan that robotics or artificial intelligence, the imitating, it will shows what you think of. That's very dangerous. Sometimes it's that's what it's a feeling, inner feelings. So that inner feelings, what you can be, but that artificial intelligence deep learning that's going to be incorporated, it should be delivered what you feel inside. So these are all things nowadays it's going to be updated. So this is not good, not correct. So because the technology, they have limits. That technology, that limit, you should be maintained. Of course, for example, 1993 Jurassic Parks, now people with almost 2000, 1990, 2013, so 30 years back, the Jurassic dinosaurs, how it could be, we are going to using those kind of animations with do them. But now we are going to incorporate and develop this kind of things, how it could be imagined. So now we see this now. Just now I explained, right? The scanning, the opposite person, what they think of. So this is the artificial intelligence, important human rights intelligence. With the latest advancement of technology, human beings succeeded in importing the considerable level of knowledge and the decision-making ability into the machines. Their decisions are deployed to replace the human from dangerous working conditions and to reduce the human workforce, various unproductive activities. That's what have really users and human spices. It's very dangerous. Sometimes it's good for us, but sometimes it's very dangerous. If the robot thinking their wants are itself, automatically what happens? It's not be our control. It's taking the own decision that after that technology. The robotic technologies were going to implement the artificial technology to give it that thinking knowledge to their own. Automatically, what happens? It's sometimes it's a dangerous for future generation. Sometimes maybe positive, sometimes maybe negative. So that in this part, most of the scientists are stuck in about them. If we are going to develop that kind of emerging technology or technology, if it is possible, then how the useful for the future generation, how it should be maybe users. So these are all we have to think about in this technology. Of course, technology we are using, we are for as we are to develop and utilize the technology. But the technology beyond that limit is it's not. Now coming to the artificial intelligence, how many is the techniques of machine learning? So these are all many things in neural networks, pattern recognitions, and the natural language processing. So the chatbots, real-time emotions analysis, visual, real-time. Also, even robotics and surgical robotics person. See, many kind of this kind of technologies is there emerging. That's all is the technology landscape. Now, it's all in introduction. So 1950s it started. Artificial intelligence is 1950s it started, but it's to be new discipline of computing science is there, but the changes of marketing, artificial demand. Whereas is a significant race between many startups is taken. For that, the discussion top 15 hot artificial intelligence technology. So these are all things we are going to be one kind of placement internship role. Now, I just want to give that 15 the latest emerging technologies, the hot 15 hot artificial intelligence technology incorporated. This is computer science, artificial human languages. It is important together to make it the one. So that is NLP. Is together you see they mentioned NLP. What is NLP? Natural language generation, natural language production. So in this one, the natural language generation, speech recognition, machine learning platform, and virtual agent, decision management, artificial intelligence optimizer hardware, deep learning platforms, robotic process automation, text analytics, and the natural language processing. See, just now I mentioned processing, natural language processing with the product. That is nothing but NLP. NLP is together the computer science and the AI and the HR. So in this case, the biometric cyber defense, content creation, emotion recognition, image recognition, marketing automation. This is very important. Emotion recognition, image recognition. Emotion recognition is a very, very toughest job nowadays. So if you make it that artificial intelligence and emerging technology with help of emotion recognition, the other opposite, other people, what he's thinking that emotionally blackmailing or emotionally he's going to make you criticize or maybe supporting, you don't know. But automatically, this is developed with the emerging technology, that recognition, it sometimes is dangerous for us and future generation, and sometimes it's helpful for us. For example, the people will be feeling lonely. So artificial intelligence is going to be giving them some kind of supporting to that. That's okay, but emotional feeling. So sometimes they got some hidden information. That information, it's not become out something like that. That's related to cyber techniques. So these kind of things, that's what nowadays the scientists all will be stuck in the over this kind of emotional and recognitions, content recognition can updated, can implemented or not. These are all things will be stuck in people will be nowadays. So in this natural language generation is how the language will be incorporated in the language generation. You generate the language, right? Which language you are going to generate. So sometimes if you see the one, if you have to buy any product, the product mentions some Mandarin language. So this product from developed from imported to China. So if it is some German, French, something like that, we are going to be missing. So that means that language we are going to change the model. For example, you see we are going to buy the TV or something from other country. So automatically while remoting, it will ask, okay, which language you prefer. You should mention English, something, then English will come. If you mention the Telugu and Hindi or Malayalam, whatever, so automatically change. These are all natural language of generation. Now speech recognition is very important. Speech recognition. Most of the speech recognition that is what we are going to make it that what I want to say, passwords is a hidden password, something like that. Only you can open. So in this case, what happened? The thumb impression, thumb open access, maybe the eyelash access, or maybe the password with the letters. But now speech recognition. So using the speech recognition, you cannot open your whatever that your person. So that means what? That automatic recognition will ask your voice. If you want to open, they open voice recognition. So automatically speech recognition, you are going to mention, hi, hello, open my computer, or maybe whatever the password speech recognition, then automatically based on your voice will be identified, it's recognized, then it's automatically open your laptop or whatever, not only lockers or something like that. That means like this one time, sometimes it's a very good, but sometimes, of course, due to weather conditions, maybe due to some personal recreations, our voice is not always in that one direction. So it will be change the modulations. So like that, in that case, for example, you feel some cough or some suffering from fever or something. So if you say, please open my computer, something, speech is not recognizing your voice with the open, automatically open, what happens? No, the speech recognition not recognize your voice. That means what? That's kind of a modulation. That frequency modulation change automatically. This is the failure cases, mostly 55 to 60% failure cases of speech recognition. That's what they are not implemented. So this is one thing. And machine learning for platform. So with this platform, what we are going to enter one kind of information, that information to transfer into other information, that is other things, automatically machine learning will be making to recognize. That recognize machine learning will be giving the your answer. Virtual agents. So virtual agents means some kind of it's some kind of spectrums. So it's automatically it will be giving some more answers. So for example, what I want to say. So one kind of language is supporting to other. For example, you see nowadays we are going to place for ATM card. That ATM card, if you are using SBI or whatever, same bank ATM card, okay, you can get them. But now virtual agent, it not be like that. Using that same card, we are going to place different ATM machines, teller machines, so automatically it will be recognized. Or else, maybe now our Prime Minister, Indian Prime Minister, is going to be introduced one card, that is one Indian, one card, something like that. So those cards, what a virtual agent. So one card, it's automatically included your PAN number and your Aadhaar number and your election voter number and your bank account number. Everything is there. So using that one, which one you want, you can take it from that. So you can just use that card. That card, for example, if you go to the machine, to money teller machine something, so you can get them. If you go to any office, something you want to give that like Aadhaar card number or something, no need to give. Just they got a scanner, so that that scanner will be scanned automatically. It will be recognized that this is belongs to your Aadhaar card something the one. So these are all things will be virtual agent from upcoming research is going. So that time no need even phones also. If you carry that card is enough. That card is, if you lost that card also, they got a PIN number, something like that. No one has to be placed. Maybe after PIN number and thumb impression, eyelash, they're going to make the protections. These are all things under concept of visual agents. So it's our virtual agents. So decision management. Decision management is one of the technology for that. So if any kind of technology, emerging technology, new technology, implemented technology, these are all how could be to implement it. These are all decision management will be decided. This is very good for us, that this is good to follow. These are all. And artificial intelligence optimized hardware, yes, hardware technology optimized. So if any kind of hardware techniques will be down, automatically the artificial intelligence and it not be connected with interlinked with the emerging technology, automatically system. That's what we see anywhere we go banking. System is down, system is down. It's not a system is down. The artificial intelligence optimized hardware is not perfectly matched with that present technology. So that is the worst. That's what even our phones also. After few months, after few years, something it asks, please update your app. Why? That optimized hardware is not supporting to the present IoT with the artificial intelligence. That is the main fix for that artificial intelligence technology. And deep learning platforms. Deep learning platforms means they got nowadays Python. Before it was a C, C++, and Java something. We are going to utilize it. Now they got a Python. So Python is incorporated like Java and ASP.NET. How the programs will support it. This is like similar. One part to utilize all wherever, whichever, whatever the machines you can get in mind. This is our deep learning platforms. Robotic process automation. Before robot, what we do? Only the manufacturing or maybe can. But now the process automation, what they do, it's automatically after finish, it will go as a human manpower. The human manpower looks like robot. So some robots are doing machinery, some robots are more like a trolley, like moving robots, remote control. So it's a and text analytic and natural language process. This is a very important text analysis. So for example, you are going to make it the text analysis. The text analysis is going to be recognize. So it should be automatically artificial intelligence going to make it deep learning. So want to be explain here the three kind of artificial intelligence and machine learning and deep learning. The computers that can imitate human intellect and behaviors. This is an intelligent artificial intelligence. Please make sure the artificial intelligence was the thing what I want to explain here about artificial intelligence. Now, machine learning, you see the statistical algorithms that enable the AI implementations through data. For example, this machine learning, what happens? You're using the old version of some artificial intelligence. Nowadays, see the bank, but they're going to make it security one by one, automatically what happens, machine learning increase. And deep learning, the subsets of machine learning which follows neural networks. It's going to be fuzzy logics, all kinds of things applying the using five. These are the purpose of the security and biometric. Biometric is one of the part. So before what is biometric, you are going to use the thumb or maybe eyelash identification. We are going to make it to open your accounts or your privacy. So cyber defense, yes, very important for that. For example, something is happening somewhere. So how could you recognize it? Before that, not what happened. Sometimes 1970s, 1960s, if the people will be gone from home, automatically what happens? They are waiting. How long they are going in 1 month or 1 year? After what they feel, maybe he died, he not be no more. But now the cyber defense is not there. It's going to be find out with help of the people will be where. So automatically what happens? This person is somewhere in the suicide or somewhere in the gone, somewhere working, somewhere is alive. So these are all cyber defense will be given with the help of artificial technology. And next one is the content creation. That's I already told you. Content creation is what you feel inside. What, for example, you feel something opposite person. If I be like that, how it could be. So this content creation automatically open. So your face is looks like you feel like a content creation. For example, this apps is available. What I app? App is similar like this. So if you see the app, what happens? So want to be like this one, so your face, oh, it will be changed automatically. So these are all apps will be available. Those apps will be which shows your different what do you know what is the content creation. So emotion recognition already I told. Image recognition for developments and marketing automation. Marketing automation depends on the new technology will become automatically that team suppliers automatically will come and then cash your technology and they are asking. So please work out something. So this is one artificial intelligence that can scan the sense of reasons, action, of machine learning and deep learning. This is machine learning is based on algorithm and deep learning is based on the network. Please make sure all the one artificial is a program, machine learning is algorithm, and deep learning is a network. So with help of program and algorithm to make it the network itself, combination of the emerging technology. You see here how I could make it. So these three together for making the program with emerging technology. It's supply chain management, customer service, accounting, finance services, healthcare, and human resources. In this case, for example, this program is algorithm together to working the network, supply chain management. Supply chain management, where the product will be developed, where the your goods arrive. The goods will be which what type. So, for example, you see any Meesho or some kind of apps, it shows your product. Once you order your product, the supply chain where it could be either Chennai or Bangalore or Delhi. So then it shows your product is reaching now Chennai. So maybe 2-3 days you can reach your hometown, something like that. How it could be? These are all supply chain management. And the customer services, it shows it. So if it is not the your updated your product, the customer service will be shown. So these are all things belongs to behalf of this or because of this. Automatically you are decline your product. Maybe your product is not the arrival in the same tone because of something. These are customer services. Accountings. That accountings shows that money matters. So how it would be? For example, it shows that money that money, you are not happy. If you are not happy, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Your voice is audible.
Yeah, audible. Okay. The accounting section, what it shows, for example, you are not happy with that money, automatically they give the discounts for that. If you are going to apply for this coupon or token or something like that, so automatically account section will be. So how it could be? These are all financial services, human resources, especially the healthcare services. Healthcare services nowadays, you see, if you online order the medicine or something, so automatically the deep learning will be giving the network channel to any whoever giving the less amount. So this supplier will be giving this medicine, this supplier will give this medicine. So automatically what happens, that neural networks will be applied for those or the companies, then it immediately. So this is helpful for the deep learning. So this is the things we are going to be make it that what in the emerging methods and modeling the artificial intelligence and machine learning. So whatever the emerging methods and models, artificial and machine learning, with these kind of especially customer services and accounting, with the help of programming deep learning, so we can incorporate all these kind of things. So my this was my what is presentation my, about this thing, and now my publications, all resources, the publications now, technologies we are going to implement it, experimentations, analysis, and study. These are all things we are going to incorporate my publication. These publications almost is a new emerging technology. It's going to be. So until I started my technology 2010 to until 2022. Now the 23, my ongoing process of working with Vortex tool, how it could be Vortex to be helpful for the new technology. That what is the emerging methods of model. That technology method is a model into Vortex tool. Vortex tool is together make it you are going to apply it to one hot air, convert it into cold air, how it could be circulated for the help of this, and temperature automatically it shows wherever you be there. So this is the technology is going on 2023. This is one of the emerging technology, emerging method and model to make it the model in artificial intelligence and machine learning and IoT systems. So that is my research that's ongoing. Now I will soon I'll update it. So thank you. So this was my presentation about emerging technologies, methods, models in artificial intelligence machine learning. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for the fabulous session.
Yeah.
Dear participants, if you have any questions, please let us know in the chat box. Okay. So as we come to the end of our session, I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude to all of you for joining us today. I would like to start by thanking our distinguished experts, Mr. Sriranga Narasimha Gandhi and Dr. Ereki Anandakumar, for taking their time to share their expertise and insight with us. Your presentation was engaging, informative, and thought-provoking, and we will all learn a great deal from your experience and knowledge. I would also like to thank all the participants who attend our event today. Your active participation and engagement throughout the session made the event more enjoyable and valuable. Your questions, comments, and insights have added deep and breadth to the discussions and have helped us all to learn and grow. So tomorrow also we have an FDP webinar. So dear participants, kindly join the webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you.